Listen closely. This is going to be for the sellers, all right? If you planning on selling your house, these are the things that you're going to need to know, because the days of just working with anybody that's going to be your realtor, your friend, your friend's niece, yada, 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 man, that stuff ain't going to work anymore, all right? I know a lot of people are seeing that home prices keep going up, and you think you can just put your house on the market and just do whatever. But I'm going to tell you, as a professional, a real professional, not somebody who does real estate on the side, not somebody who drives DoorDash and does real estate, not somebody who's a teacher and does real estate on the side, not somebody who is brand new with a license or nothing like that. I'm going to tell you exactly what needs to be done, and no shade against those folks. But listen, you don't operate the same way that people like myself do, right? I study the market every single day. I study the stock market every single day. I study the housing market every single day. I'm like a nerd when it comes to this stuff. Matter of fact, I am a nerd when it comes to this stuff. So in this stream today, along with the normal stuff that we always do on Ask a Realtor, which is making phone calls to normal Americans just like yourself, trying to help them out with their next real estate move. Listen, we're going to cover 10 or is it 11 things that you need to do or be aware of or consider or whatever you want to call it when it comes to selling your house. Because whoever you're working with, they just going to wing it. I'm going to tell you a story about a listing that I wasn't able to get. Somebody gave it to their friend and I know it's going to sit. And if you watching, shame on you. But you don't have to have me tell you that, because you're going to feel it in your pockets, all right? So I had a situation, went to a listing appointment, got there and figured out, man, this is a one-leg appointment. Well, for those of you all who don't know sales or anything like that, a one-leg appointment is when you don't have all the decision makers in one place. I get it. It's my fault, okay? That's my fault, all right? But I had the appointment, gave them everything, gave them the numbers on the market. Hey, this is what we're going to end up selling your house for. I gave you two options. If you're watching, I gave you two options. I said, I got a cash offer for you right now, or you can list it. And what did you do? You took my list price, gave it to somebody else, but you couldn't give my experience to them. So now you're going to lose money. And I'm waiting to see it. Like I'm sitting back, believe me, I'm giggling. Every day your house is on the market, I'm sitting back laughing. Not because I want you to lose, but you're going to pay for your ignorance and deciding to choose somebody to do a $300,000 deal based on the fact that you just know them. I mean, if they were so good, they should have earned your business in the first place. They should have been there before me. And if they were so good, you wouldn't even be talking to me, but that's besides the point. Today, we're going to cover 10 or 11 things that you need to know in this market when it comes to selling your house. And why do you need to know that? Well, because interest rates are at pretty much an all-time high, right? And when I say all-time high, I don't mean all-time high as like forever, but I mean like they're like the highest they've been in the 2000s. And who really counts stuff before the 2000s? Like that's like ancient, right? Like, we ain't counting stuff from the 70s anymore. Like this. If you was alive and doing stuff in the 70s, don't you hop your butt into my comment section talking about, I bought a house for 18%. Do it today, and that would impress me. If you did it today and bought a house at 18%, that would impress me. But for the last 20 years, we've seen rates be extremely lower than where they are now. And if the rates weren't lower, the prices were lower. So you sellers who are looking to sell your house, you got to be real strategic. So without further ado, I know I've rambled on enough here. You know how I like to get started, man. I be juiced in the morning, man. Listen, if you are new to the channel, if you're new to Ask a Realtor, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and share this video. Why? Because I'm one of the few people who's actually giving you the numbers, the data, the experience. All of this stuff I'm giving you is for free. And all you got to do is just watch. Like watch, learn, pull out a pen and some paper, take some notes, do whatever you need to do. But I'm one of the few people that's giving. I knew that was going to go off right now, right? Let me go ahead and put my phone on silent here. I don't want to have to keep getting interrupted here. But listen, right? Show support, right? You're not supporting me, you're supporting yourself. Because if you don't know this information, it's going to cost you, all right? So let's get into it. You're new to Ask a Realtor. We are going to cover a really good topic every single morning from 8:45 to 11. Not the whole time, at 8:45. First 30 minutes, we're going to cover a topic. The rest of the time, we're going to be doing phone calls, live phone calls, where you can hear what a realtor is actually telling people out here. The truth, not opinion. Because it could be opinion. But you get what I'm saying, all right? So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first thing that we got to jump into is the numbers. Because a lot of you all are confused about what's going on in the housing market when it comes to selling your home. You think that just because you've got a house, you can just drop it on the market for whatever price and be able to sell it. Newsflash, it's not 2021 anymore, right? You actually have to do some things and do some due diligence when it comes to selling your home. You can't just throw it up and then expect somebody to just come get it. So let me shut up, share my screen, and let's get into it, man. Boom. All right, cool. So here are the numbers that you need to know before you even get started selling your home. More so specifically talking about Metro Atlanta, but I would suspect that wherever you are in the United States, that you're having some of these same numbers here. Let me blow this up for you so you all can see. Drop a bomb on blowing it up. So here we go. Main thing I want to talk to you about is this number in the blue right here, minus 14.66%. That is telling us how many residential units were sold in August compared to last August. August this year, August last year. What's the difference? Almost a 15% drop. Why is that important? Why is that important? Well, here's the reason why that's important. Okay, let's talk about it. First and foremost, if homes aren't selling like they were before, do you think you need to be, I don't know, better at selling a home, or do it in a better manner than before? If people aren't buying, that means the demand is down. So if the demand is down, that means you got to up what you're offering, right? Got to up what you're offering. And another thing that people like to talk about is like, home prices aren't going down. Well, let's see. Median sales price up 2.63%. Keep in mind, 2.63%. That's what the median sales prices are up. But if we go to the inflation rate is 3.7. Okay. So in real terms, home sales prices, they've gone down, right? If they were, homes prices are really supposed to match inflation. Well, if inflation is 3.7 and the median sales price only went up 2.6, you got a 1.1% discrepancy, but that's neither here nor there. All right. These are just the numbers that I want to show you and just let you know that homes are not selling in terms of the volume here in Metro Atlanta like they were before. You got to be competitive. Here's how you do it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into my little presentation. I ain't gonna say little because this is big time, right? So for starters, it is essential to adapt your selling strategy to the current market conditions. Now, while it may be more challenging, with the right approach, preparation, and of course, the right realtor, you can still successfully sell your home, even in the market with high interest rates and lower sales activity. Wow, this looks like it's the same thing I've been saying, but it's like that because I'm the one who wrote it. All right, so let's jump into 10 or 11 ways. I don't know why I can't remember whether it's 10 or 11 ways that you can be able to increase your chances of successfully selling your home for a really great price while mortgage interest rates are... I'm saying all time. I don't care what nobody say. If you disagree with me, keep it to yourself. All right. While mortgage interest rates are at all-time highs. All-time highs in my memory. All right, cool. Number one. All right, and this is not in terms of effectiveness or me cherry picking out certain things, but number one, price your home realistically. You want to research recent sales in your area and set a competitive, realistic price for your home. Considering the high interest rate environment, let me make sure that's not somebody calling me in an emergency. No, it's not. All right. So research recent sales in your area. All right. So this is something that your realtor should be doing with you. This is something that I do with all my clients when we're sitting down talking about, how much your home can sell for. We got to look at the comps. right? We need to know what's selling in your area, right? How much is it selling for? I do what's called an area market survey. Take a look at the last 90 days. What's going on in your market? What's the average list price? What's the average sales price? What's the ratio of sales price to list price? These are the things you got to know, because if you price your home unrealistically in a high interest rate market, you're only going to end up dropping the price. And once you start dropping the price, that's a slippery slope to be on. So you start dropping the price, you're probably going to slide right past the price that you would have been at anyway, had you priced it properly. And on top of that, it's going to take longer, which is essentially, like I had a guy on YouTube talking, you don't understand burn rate. Yes, I do. And essentially, you're going to be losing money every time that you want to sell your house for a certain price, but you still have to keep paying bills. All right. So number one, price it realistically. Moving on. Next up, enhance the curb appeal. First impressions matter. Invest in curb appeal by maintaining your lawn, landscaping, and making any necessary exterior improvements. Hey, guess what home buyers see before they actually come into your home? The outside, right? The outside. I've had spats with clients recently about this, right? I'm like, hey, you want to make, I don't know, I'm not going to call it the price because, might figure out who I'm talking about, but you want to make, a significant amount of money, but you only want to put a couple $100 into the exterior of the home. That makes no sense, right? People drive by homes all the time without going in them just to see if they're actually interested in it. Like I have clients that'll say like, hey, you sent me a home and I drove over there just to see what it looked like before I called you to actually get a tour. So people will actually drive by your home, see what's up. And if you are trying to sell your home and you haven't enhanced your curb appeal, shame on you, because that's going to cost you money on the back end or the front end or any end, to be honest. Next up, stage thoughtfully, right? Staging can make your home more attractive to buyers. Highlight the best features of your home and consider professional staging if possible. Anybody that lists with me, we have a staging professional that can come out and do a consultation. And if you want it, we can actually get your home staged. It's my preference to sell our homes vacant. Like if we can move you into your next home and then sell your other home vacant, that is my top way to do it, because sometimes when you stage a home, they have to stage it with your stuff, and a lot of y'all stuff ain't that hot. Like you got that, some of y'all still got that big booty screen TV in there. And like that's from the 90s, right? But Mark, it's 150 inches. Yes. Across and widthwise, right? And depth-wise. Right? That's the real big screen TV, and it's like a pool table on that you're watching it on. So stage thoughtfully. Make sure that your home is staged properly for when people come in your home and see it, right? That makes a big difference. You people out there who want to just throw your home on the market and like you got trash bags everywhere, you got your stuff from your dog, leashes and everything like that. Your kids' room is all different types of way. This ain't 2021. In 2021, you could get away with that kind of stuff, but now you cannot. So stage your home properly and thoughtfully. Let's go. Flexible financing options. Yes. Be flexible. Like is it Simone Biles? Flexible. Be flexible, right? Whoever, right? Just be flexible. I personally like Dominique Dawes. I'm old school with it. You know what I'm saying? Dominique Dawes, where you at? I ain't looking for you. I'm just saying I remember. Yeah. All right. Flexible financing options. Be open to creative financing options to attract buyers, such as offering seller financing or covering some closing costs. Keep in mind that when somebody's buying your home in today's market, what you pay for your mortgage and what they're going to be paying for your mortgage, depending on how long you lived in your home, is probably going to be double, right? It could even be triple what somebody's going to be paying. So be flexible on the financing. Like, I have a client right now that is, they're selling their home and we have an offer on the table, which reminds me that I need to kind of get with her on that. We have an offer on the table that offers seller financing, right? So they're going to get some money up front. They get paid monthly for X amount of years, and then they just, have a balloon payment that takes care of it at the end. Not saying that that's for everybody, okay? That might not be for everybody. Some people, that's just not gonna work for. And let's be honest, everybody's shoe doesn't fit everyone else's foot. That's just the way that things work. But you at least need to be creative, or at least open-minded enough to see what's available, because if you don't, people might not buy your house. Another thing is, when they're talking about flexible finance options, maybe you need to offer a buy down, right? Some people, they actually do want a cheaper rate. Believe it or not, people want a cheaper rate. People want to buy your home, but they're like, man, shoot, for a $300,000 home, maybe I'm not willing to pay $3,000 a month for that home. And if they're not able to do that, then why not at least try to offer them something that's a little bit more friendly for them to be able to do that, right? So if they can't do that, at least let them be able to offer something different, all right? Closing costs, buy down, right? Help them buy down their rate. Help them make it more affordable for them to be able to purchase your home, so you can get it off the market, get it sold, and get the money in your pocket. Like, that's really what it's about. Next up, market aggressively. Market aggressively. Invest in comprehensive marketing, including online listings, high quality photos, and virtual tours to reach potential buyers. Now, if you go through a realtor, chances are that when your home goes into MLS, it's going to go into all of the places. So the Zillows, the Trulias, the Movados, the Realtor.coms, like all of the places online where people are searching for homes, it's going to go there. But the issue is are you investing in high quality photography? Now, if you're selling your home yourself, I know you for sale by owners, you all never are willing to pay for high quality photography. And I don't know why you all don't do that, but for whatever reason, when you all are selling your homes, you think that you can just like take a picture with your smartphone and then that be that. Or if you're working with the realtor and they're trying to cut corners, or maybe they're inexperienced, they're going to take a picture with their phone. Nothing against smartphones, because they do, the technology on smartphones has increased significantly over the last decade or so. But keep in mind that if you're asking for a couple $100,000, do you really want somebody's unedited, what's a cheap phone? I don't know. Not really into phones like that. But do you really want somebody's unedited photos going online of your house when you're trying to make a couple $100,000? I say no. And then there's a virtual tour part, right? So there's software like Matterport and other things that allow you to have virtual tours. This is really good for people who are out of town buyers, or maybe people aren't as available to come see your home when they would like to. But if you've got a virtual tour, that's going to increase the ability that they can be able to see your home and tour it and decide whether they want to make an offer on it or not on their own terms. So make sure that you market aggressively. Other things that you could possibly do is if you have a home that's like a luxury home, you probably should invest in something like Google AdWords or some Facebook ads, because you really want to make sure that you target the right buyer. And in this market, it can be extremely helpful to actually go find your own buyer than to just sit back and just wait. A lot of realtors, they just pop your listing in the MLS, pop a sign in your yard, and that's it. Make sure that if you hire them, make sure that they actually have an aggressive marketing plan to be able to get your home sold. Next up, highlight energy efficiency. If your home has energy efficient features, showcase them to appeal to buyers concerned about high utility costs. I think that this is probably one of the lighter tips that I have. Most people are not really interested in utility costs. I mean, well, they are once they get there, but it's very rare that people are buying a home and they're like, how much is the the electric bill, and do you guys have anything in there? A lot of times they can do it themselves. But if you have things that are energy efficient appliances, not gonna say solar panels, please. Please don't say solar panels, Mark, even though I already said it. If you have energy efficiency things or equipment in the home, just make sure that you highlight it. Next up, maintain your home. All right, ensure that your home is in top condition by addressing any necessary repairs or updates before listing. This is why I prefer to sell my homes vacant, only for the simple fact that if you live in the home, guess what you're doing every day? You're tearing it up. And I know you're probably thinking like, Mark, I take great care of my home, man. I ain't tearing up my home. And you're probably right. Then you're probably wrong as well too, because when you come home and you got your shoes on and you're walking on the carpet, it's creating those little stains. When you are in the house and you lean against the wall, boop, and you touch on the wall, you're leaving stains on the wall. When you're eating and you drop something on the ground, it's gonna leave a stain, put little crumbs here and there. Listen, it's normal, right? You live there. Nobody can expect for your home to be in like staged condition every time that, you know, anybody, well, I didn't say every time anybody comes in there. I'm just saying nobody lives in a home that is like showroom quality for the most part, unless you have like a cleaning crew that comes every week. But when you're selling your home, like, make sure that you take care of those repairs. It's always good to add a fresh coat of paint, have the floors clean. Fresh coat of paint, have the floors clean, get everything on the exterior, pressure wash, things like that. These are the things that you need to make sure that you do. Maintain your home, because if you don't, it's going to cost you in your bank account, on your sales price, because when people come in there, the first thing they're going to say is, well, I like this home, but you know what? I think the carpet needs to be ripped up because it's dirty. Or I think it needs a fresh coat of paint. Or I think it needs this done. I think it needs that done. So, hey, maintain your home properly, and it makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to sell your home. Next up, offer incentives. Consider offering incentives to sweeten the deal, such as covering a portion of the buyer's closing costs or including appliances. So if you are selling a home and you have nice appliances, just leave them. It's going to make so much better sense when you actually end up selling a home for you to actually leave those appliances than to, you know, just not include them at all and just leave like a hole there, right? If you're like, hey, you know, I've got this nice stainless steel fridge, but I'm taking it with me. Do you think that people really want to go buy, you know, spend a couple $100,000 and then spend, you know, 20, 30 grand in terms of like down payment and closing costs, and then go spend another 7 buying brand new fridge, dishwasher, stove, microwave, all that stuff? No, they don't. So offer those incentives to people, right? Other incentives that you can offer, like I've seen people even offer like trips. I had a guy that I was on the phone with in one of the Ask a Realtor episodes. I think it was Ask a Realtor episode number 2, to where like the guy literally said, whoever buys his home, he's going to offer a trip to Hawaii. Like, I'm like, what? But also, drop a bomb for him. This was in lieu of him paying a buyer's agent commission. So good luck with that, my friend. We'll see how that works. But offering incentives, like we talked about before, that buy down, that's something that's really helpful, helping people make it more affordable to buy your home. Trust me, like it seems like you're giving up something, but it's a trade-off, right? Sometimes you have to go along to get along, if you will. So think about offering other incentives, an agent bonus, right? You know, agents out here, we like to make a little extra money too. So if you have a house and you want it to sell fast, pay the agent. A lot of people out here, they won't pay the agent. They only pay the agent, you know, 2% or 2.5%. And I get it. Like, there's no set fee that you have to pay an agent. That's illegal to set that fee. Don't try to sue me. Sue the other folks who I'm also affiliated with. But offer some incentives. Make sure that you pay the agent. Make sure that you know, you're doing that the right way so you can make it a successful home sale. Next up, be patient. You got to understand how long it takes for a house to sell, right? In the slow market, it may take longer to sell, which is what we're in now. And if you're following any of the other videos that I've been posting, I've been talking about how it's taking longer for homes to sell. So in today's market, you need to be patient. Like, don't get mad if your house didn't sell in the first weekend like it would have in 2021. You should have put it on the market then. But since you didn't, then you might have to wait a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. But you need to make sure that you be patient. And this is like, along with doing all the other things ahead of that you were supposed to do before you got to this point. So before you be patient, do all the other stuff ahead of this, right? Just understand, like, hey, things are slowing down a little bit in real estate. I just showed you that homes are not selling in the volume that they were before. You're aware of interest rates. I'm sure that maybe you're shopping for a home. So be patient. In this market, you need to be patient. All right. Next up, consult me. Don't call anybody else. Just call Mark Jenkins, a trusted realtor. Let's make this money. I'm just playing. No, I'm not. But consult a real estate professional. Working with an experienced real estate agent who understands the local market conditions and can provide valuable guidance throughout the process. Now, there's a key part there. A couple of ones. Experience, understands the local market conditions, can provide valuable guidance throughout the process. And I'll break down each of those. All right. Experienced real estate agent. So if you have a realtor who wasn't working before 2020, they really may not understand how things are a lot slower. They may be of the mindset that things are just going to run on forever, because that may be all that they know, right? They may not understand hot and cold. Like, there's two knobs on the shower. Well, depending on what kind of shower you got. Some people have this to one. But on the sink, two knobs, hot and cold. Can you imagine going in someone's kitchen and you're trying to get hot water, but there's only one knob and there's supposed to be two, and you're trying to figure out, like, hey man, how do I get to the hot water? That's what working with a realtor who doesn't really understand the market conditions before 2020 versus after is going to be like working with. Like, if they don't understand that, you might have a little bit of issue, because they may just not have enough experience to really get you where you need to go in this market. No shade, all right? But the other side of it is understands local market conditions. If you let somebody into your home and they're not showing you numbers, I don't care what they say. If they're not showing you numbers to reinforce their pricing, how long it's going to take your house to sell, and all these other things that are pertinent to your home sale, then they don't understand the local market. If they just tell you, hey, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the housing market is hot right now. You know what I'm saying? Put your house on the market and it's gonna sell. If they're of that mindset, then you probably can bet that you're probably gonna get the house price wrong, and that could be good or bad, right? Well, it's not good or bad. I mean, it could be underpriced or overpriced, which are both bad. And then the other side is can provide valuable guidance throughout the process. So if they don't understand the local market conditions, if they don't know how long your home is going to take to sell, if they don't understand what's going on with interest rates, if they don't understand how long it's taking, what buyers are up against, then they can't really frame everything right. They're not going to be able to show you, hey, this is how you really get your house sold. All right. So consult with the real estate professional, but make sure that they include these type of things up there. All right. Make sure that they can explain all of that to you. All right. And I think that's it. So we're gonna just kind of give a quick recap. Then I gotta get into some phone calls, y'all. So listen, yes, you can still sell your house today in today's market for an extremely high price, right? You still can, but you really want to make sure that you do it the right way. These tips that I've given, there are many, 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 many more things that people would like to interject or people would like to offer, but I promise you, these 10 or 11 things, I think it's 11. These 11 tips that I just gave you are really the best things that you can do in today's market to make sure that not only does your house sell, but it sells in the time that you expect it, and it sells for the price that you actually expected the sales for. So if you're going to continue to keep watching, please keep watching. But other than that, hey, this has been a really good coverage of the things that sellers need to do. A couple of hacks hidden in there that you need to do and consider when it comes to selling your home in today's housing market, because the interest rates aren't going down anytime soon. And even if they do, they probably won't go down by the time that you decide to sell your home. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and continue to watch for more tips and updates when it comes to selling your home. And that's whether you're in Metro Atlanta or somewhere else in the United States. Now, if you need an experienced realtor, I will bring you a realtor That is experience. If you want one, if they're outside of Georgia, I'll find you a realtor. That's experience. I have partners across this entire country that they ain't gonna be me. There's only one me, but they'll do a great job in terms of selling your home. If you're interested, drop a comment below, shoot me an email, and we'll be glad to serve you. But it's a trusted realtor, deal closed.